The lawyer's voice was flat. "You get nothing. No hesitation, no pity, just the blunt cut of a blade." I sat there, back straight, hands folded, watching him slide the papers across the polished oak table. My wife didn't look at me. My children didn't either. They leaned toward my brother instead, smiles sharpened like knives, waiting for their share of the carcass. Then my son laughed. "Enjoy being poor, Dad. Having your last name is embarrassing." I heard his words. I tasted them, cold metal in my mouth. I didn't speak. I just clicked the pen, signed away the claim, and set it down. "As you wish," I said. Then I walked out. No anger, no protest, just silence. Because silence holds longer than rage, and it cuts deeper. Betrayal is never sudden. It festers, slowly. I saw it in glances across dinner tables, in hushed phone calls when they thought I slept, in the way my wife's hand lingered too long on my brother's shoulder, the way my children's loyalty tilted toward him, as if blood wasn't blood anymore. At first I thought it was imagination, paranoia from too many sleepless nights. But the laughter at that will reading, my son's mockery, my daughter's silence, told me it had been real all along. They had chosen, my brother, not me. Wealth over name, power over loyalty. And in that sterile office, with the lawyer's voice still echoing, I realized something else. I wasn't losing them. They had already been gone. I didn't drink that night. I didn't shout. I observed. My wife left her phone on the counter, careless. I scrolled through messages while she slept. Late-night confessions, plans, dreams shared with him. "We'll be free soon. He's almost out of the way." I checked bank records. Quiet transfers, funds siphoned toward accounts with names I didn't recognize but knew belonged to my brother's shell companies. I traced movements, hotels, meetings, my children at his side more often than at mine. The puzzle completed itself slowly, but it was all there. They weren't just traders by circumstance, they were architects of it. I carried myself with calm precision, no accusations, no trembling voice, because confrontation before truth is weakness, and weakness is what they counted on. So I smiled when spoken to, I nodded when dismissed, and inside I built the case. The proof came in black and white, a contract signed weeks before my father's death, my wife's signature beside my brother's, agreements about the estate, about my children's inheritance. They had written me out long before the will was read. It wasn't just betrayal, it was premeditation. I left the folder on the kitchen table one evening, sat down across from her. She walked in, saw the papers, and froze. Her lips parted, her breath caught. Where did you?" I didn't answer. I just leaned back, folding my arms, watching the panic build. My silence pressed harder than any accusation. She reached for the papers. I didn't stop her. Let her see herself in ink. Let her recognize the cage she built. Her tears came fast. Words stumbled out, excuses, explanations, desperate fragments. But nothing could so shut what had already been torn open. I packed a bag the next morning, quiet, unhurried. She begged, clutched my arm, promised change. I looked at her, expressionless. You already chose. Her face collapsed under the weight of that truth. I didn't shout, I didn't curse. I simply walked out, leaving the papers on the table, letting her know I knew everything. Then the calls started, one after another. My brother, my wife, my children, all desperate now, all demanding what they once mocked me for lacking. Because in my absence, the truth surfaced. Assets moved, accounts frozen, alliances crumbling. I hadn't left empty. I had taken what mattered most, and they hadn't seen it until it was gone. 28 calls in 3 days. I didn't answer a single one. Their voices filled my voicemail. Pleas, apologies, fear. My son crying now instead of laughing. My wife confessing what I already knew. My brother realizing control was slipping. All of them clawing for me. And I sat in silence, watching the phone light up, then fade. Because revenge isn't about fire. It's about absence. It's about teaching them that betrayal costs more than loyalty ever could. And in the end, it wasn't me who was erased. It was them.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.